Happy Monday, friends. I'm popping in with a couple of things. Mostly, wherever you're at in your journey, I'm high-fiving you today. I want you to know I'm rooting for you and I believe in you. And if your belief is a little bit low, you're going to borrow that today, okay? You're going to hear my voice in your head. You're going to know that I am virtually cheering you on. And if I can be of help, I would love to be. I'd love to help you make a plan. But I'm going to tell you what I told myself this morning. There was 3 of us on Zoom, and because we have a Zoom standing date every day, 8 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, come join us. It's fun. Anyways, we were all kind of in the same headspace where everyone's just kind of feeling a little overwhelmed and maybe a little bit low on motivation. And I think that this is reality. I think as humans, as adults, there's often going to be times in your journey where you don't necessarily feel like it. And it's easy to get caught up in this idea that it should look a certain way, or you should have a certain pep in your step or all those things. And I'm telling you from my own personal experience and from having done this, having these groups and interacting with you guys and helping you on your journeys for the last 8.5 years, that is the fastest way to shame yourself into a journey, right? We have this big list of to-dos. We feel like it should look a certain way or it should be unfolding in a certain timeline, but it's unnecessary stress and pressure. And I know for me, in this season that I'm in right now, it's not motivating me. And sometimes we keep thinking, well, if I just keep putting it in front of my face and I just keep reminding myself of why it matters, it's going to ignite something. But the only thing it's igniting for me is a whole bunch of dread, and I don't really feel like it. So if that's where you are today, okay, those of you who are overthinking your journey, or maybe feeling like you're behind, or it's not looking the way it should, or you don't feel like you're getting the results that you want to see, instead of coming up with this master plan, instead of having this huge Monday process where you're making a big brain dump and a new to-do list, what if you just do one thing at a time? What if you just focus on doing the next right thing? And when you start to trust yourself, when you start to build that trust and relieve the pressure, it changes your entire journey. Okay, so today, I don't want you to come up with a master plan. I don't need you to recommit to anything. I'm just asking you to ask yourself what feels like, what's out of alignment, and then what's the next right thing for you, okay? For me, my next right things are just coming in slow succession, and I'm not thinking about my master plan. I had this idea that I was gonna put together a calendar for the month of November, and it was gonna be a bunch of mobility and flexibility workouts, and some would be on Body and some would be on YouTube, and that didn't happen. It didn't happen. I'm not there. I'm not there, but I'm here working on my journey, showing up in here. And for me, the next right thing was to get on the Zoom and do my workout. And then my next right thing was to go for a walk. And then my next thing was to print off my tracker, my nutrition tracker, and do that. So what do you need? What is off kilter in your life? What is one small tweak that you can do? What is one small action that you can take? And when you start to do that, and you can kind of put all the other noise and to-dos and pressure on the back burner, maybe it will shift something for you. Maybe you will start to feel excited. Maybe you will start to feel validated in your journey. That's really what this is about. You guys, we're moving into the holidays. There's so many things happening. I don't want you to put yourself on the back burner. I don't want you to feel like you'll get to yourself later. And by saying that, it doesn't mean that you have this huge plan. It doesn't mean that you're like, oh, I'm going to recommit to a program. I'm going to do this nutrition thing, or I'm going to do yada, yada, yada. If that feels like your next right thing, then by all means do that. But if you're in a place where you don't have the mental bandwidth to do all the things, you're allowed to just do one thing, to just do the next right thing. Allow yourself the space to just be in the moment. And I think that sometimes we don't ever say that out loud. We don't ever acknowledge that. We feel like we're always works in progress and we always need to be doing the next right thing. And if you're like me, you always need to be achieving and checking the box. But there's also going to be seasons where you're just not, you don't have it. And that is okay. You can still touch your journey. You can still win at this thing. You can still collect your own personal wins. So that's what I want for you today. I want you to collect your wins. I want you to do the next right thing. I don't want you to compare and come up with like, how many additional things can I add to my plate right now? Some of you, that might motivate you, but I think for most of us, it might initially motivate, but before you know it, it just feels like overwhelm, and then it's easy to do nothing, okay? So just keep your ball rolling. Just do the next right thing, okay? So the mobility flexibility challenge, I'm gonna put it together. I don't know when, and I'm not gonna put pressure on myself, because you know what? I'm a human just like you. I am a work in progress. I am focusing on my mental health. I am working on my fitness journey. I'm trying to eat less cookies and more vegetables. That's my real, that's my truth. That is the season I am in, and I'm okay with that. So here's your gold star, here's your pass. You do what's the right thing for you. What is your next right thing? Ask yourself that, and then do that. You don't need to have a brain dump. You don't need to journal 400 things that you're grateful for, right? If journaling a couple things every day with your gratitude does help you feel inspired and excited, and it does reset your mindset, then by all means do that. But if you don't get value from it, if it just feels like another shamey thing that you need to do, don't do it, okay? Do your next right thing. We're all individuals. We're all in different seasons. And the season I'm in, I don't know what season it is. I don't know what season it is, and I'm okay with that right now. I'm just gonna do my next right thing, okay? So I believe in you. I'm cheering for you. I'm excited for you. I hope that you're feeling super good in your own journey, in your own skin. And if you're not, well, guess what? You don't have to wait for any special thing. You can just begin right now, in this moment, whenever you watch this. You can say, you know what? This is the next right thing. And maybe it's a walk. Maybe it's listening to a podcast. Maybe it's just taking a minute to just be quiet with yourself, okay? I'm sending you a virtual gold star, and I can't wait to hear how you show up.